Hello Architecture 2 students, you're going to like this video, and this video of course is going to cover the foundation detail. Actually, we're going to do two foundation or drawings. One's going to be a detail and one's going to be the plan view. Okay, what you're going to like about this is that I've decided to go a different route as far as making the details. So in this case, file linking will not be required. So here's what we'll do. We're going to start out with your plan. This is your plan, or this is my plan actually, but you have one too. We are going to draw a section through just a little piece of our foundation. Okay. And then we're going to go into the foundation section. And of course you need to come over here to the side and find your sections. This is section 3 right now, but we're going to rename that. You need to rename it because you'll soon forget what it was. So this is going to be our foundation detail. Okay, so the foundation detail is done from the elevation view. Okay, and we are just going to drag this crop window. We're going to drag it down here because that's all we need, is about that much. A little bit further over this way so we can get our writing and stuff like that in there. Our annotations, I should say. Alright. And I'm not sure why I'm not getting concrete in my slab right here. There we go. Okay, so now we have it. So you have to, what I did is I just turned my resolution to fine at this little checker box down here. And of course you'll also want to be in wireframe view. You want to be able to see everything in this view. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to draw my sill plate right down here at the bottom of the wall. Okay, remember that sill plate's a 2x4. And of course we know and remember that a 2x4 is not really 2 inches by 4 inches. It's 1.5 inches by 3.5 inches. And I'm going to do that with simply a detail line. Okay, and then I'm going to go up 1.5 inches, and I can just type it in 1.5, enter. And there we go. And then come over here to the side, and you really don't even have to draw a complete rectangle, but I just did because. And then you're going to put the X right here. Alright, so that is pretty much ready to go. Only thing it needs is the anchor bolt, the J bolt, and we'll get to that in just a moment. Just remember to check your email, because I sent you two things. I sent you a title block and I sent you the J bolt. I modeled the J bolt for you so you can just kind of slide it right in there. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is my rebar. Again, I'm going to use a detail line, and we're going to draw the top major. Okay, we're going to stop here and we're going to draw it downwards. Then we're just going to use the fillet tool, which is right here. If you hover over that, it says fillet arc, and I'm going to fill it. Okay, so now it's turned down. Okay, so that's my top major, and my top minor you're really not going to see because it's going to be going in the direction away from you. You will see it though as a black dot, and I'll show you how we're going to do that in just a moment. The next line I'm going to draw is going to be my bottom major. So I'm going to start just a little bit outside of that bend. Okay, or at least I thought I was. I gotta turn on the line tool first. Okay, so just a little bit outside that bend, and then we put our bottom major. Alright, now what we're going to do is we are going to put, we're going to do what's called a filled region, this button right here. Okay, I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to select the circle tool. I'm going to zoom in. And I'm just going to put one right here to start with at 1/4 of an inch. Okay, that's number 4 rebar, 1/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to click the green check mark. You can see it is a black dot. All right, and I'm going to take that black dot and I am going to make an array, just a linear array. I'm going to change some of my things up here. I'm going to put like 5 on there. 5 might be a bit more than I need. And I'm going to move it to the second location. And by moving it to the second location, it will look at the constraint that I put on it, which is going to be 1 foot. So I'm going to move it until it's exactly 1 foot. Okay, and we zoom out and you can see it placed the other ones in there. Okay, and actually I could have reduced the number. When it showed me in that window, it showed me how many that I had, and I could see that I only needed a total of 4, but that's okay. The rest of them are over here beyond the crop window. Now I'm going to take 3 of those, holding my control button down. I'm going to select 3, and I am going to copy, grab the middle one. We're just going to take it right up here to the top line. Okay, so those are both my minor top and bottoms. All right, and then I'm going to draw some wire on them because those top ones bend down. So I got to do another detail line, and I'm going to start right here. Try to get in the middle of the circle, and I'm going to bring it down to the same level as this one over here. Okay, and then I'm just going to copy. Okay, I'm going to click multiple, which is already selected, and then just copy it to these 2. All right, so now that part is done. I'm going to grab one more of these, and I'm going to copy, and I'm going to put the 2 down at the bottom of the stem wall. Oops, I didn't do that right. Or bottom of the footing, I should say. Okay, just bring it right up under it. And in this one, of course, you can't go all the way over here. Just go about 8 inches or so away. And there you have that. Okay, now we're going to go to top of wall 1. Oops, not top of wall 1. We're going to go to level 1, I think. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to place 1 anchor bolt for now. We're actually going to place anchor bolts all the way around our foundation, but we're not going to do that until we actually get to doing the plan view for our foundation. But I'm going to go to architecture component, and of course I was playing with this earlier, so my J-bolt is already loaded. And I will show you how, once you download that J-bolt, I'll show you how to put it in your library. Okay, but that's what I want. That's what I'm after, is that J-bolt. And make sure I'm on wireframe and that my detail is fine. That way I can see the entire wall structure. Okay, so this is the exterior, this is the sheathing, and then this is my core, my 2x4s, my framing, and then of course this is my drywall out here. So, and I must have already placed that and didn't realize it, but there it is. Give me 1 second. Okay. For some reason, there we go. I don't know, that seemed to have gotten stuck there. Let me try that again. I had another program pop up on another screen. So let's try that one more time. Anchor bolt, bring it in just right in front of that section that you drew, and just kind of put it right in here somewhere, right in the middle of that sill plate. And now to see our handiwork, double click, and there is our J-bolt. Okay, so everything is done essentially. Now we just need to label it. So we're going to use go to the Annotate tab, click on text. We're going to use the text with the 45-degree angle, and we're going to label. And of course, you see the arrow looks pretty large. Now, for this type of detail, you want to change your scale to 1.5 equals 1 foot. There we go. That even makes your sketching or your hatching look better. Okay, so I'm going to bring this thing up here and probably take it out to about right there. And I'm just going to type number 4 because it's number 4 rebar that we're using. And I'm going to do the same thing up here, just, even though it's the same, it's in 2 different places, and just so that they are aware, number 4. That's what I'm doing. Okay, and also make sure your text aligns. There we go. All right, and then here I am going to put another text for this. I wonder, I could probably just tag it, but I'm going to go ahead and just do it this way. And bring it to about there, and then over here I'm going to say 8-inch, 8-inch concrete slab. And then right here I'm going to put one, we'll call this obviously J-bolt or anchor bolt. And I want to put the specifications of that on there too. So anchor bolt, 1/2 inch by 7 inch, and then what that means is it's 7 inches deep into the concrete. So it's a 1/2 inch in diameter, 7 inches deep, and most people will know what that means. Sometimes I see it where it's written out 1/2 inch diameter, 7 inch deep, or I forgot what they say, embedded or something like that. So we've got that, and we're also going to put or notate that we're putting a 1 1/2 inch washer. Okay, because it has to have a washer on there as well. So that is labeled, and here we need to label our actual thickened edge. So we'll just kind of bring this out here about even with that in there, and we will call this is a 24 inch by 12 inch slab edge. Okay, so that's 12 inches this way and then 24 inches this way. Okay, that's what that means. All right, I think that is it. And of course you can see my flooring here, but I don't need to annotate that. Those are the only things that I can recall. There's actually one other thing too, and if I can remember off the top of my head how to do this, we also need to label the not just the size of this, but also the spacing. Okay, so it's number 4 at 1 foot, E period W period, and I think E period E period, I want to say A period. That's each way, each something. I forget, and I probably have that wrong. Ask me when you get ready to do this, and I'll make sure I put I'll tell you what the correct one is. All right, so that's all labeled up, and we'll probably stretch this out a little bit so we can get our annotation in there. And that is it. That's all you have to do. That is a detailed foundation. All right, so watch for the next video, which is going to be the plan view of the foundation, and it's basically just going to be looking at the slab from the top and then placing our anchor bolts Every 6 to 8 feet, we're going to go with something like we'll just go for 6 feet, and we'll just place them every 6 feet.